Leave to appeal. Let's just find out from her very quickly if, what to expect today, what the proceedings hold in store for us. Chriselda, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Leanne. Certainly we're expecting Judge Thokozile Masipa this morning to rule on whether the state will be allowed to appeal, of course, the conviction and sentence in the Oscar Pistorius case. As you rightfully pointed out, Leanne, the state has indicated from the very beginning that they did not believe that the time that Oscar Pistorius has been given behind bars does fit the crime, basically saying that Judge Thokozile Masipa had misinterpreted the law when she ruled that Oscar Pistorius did not intend to shoot and kill Reeva Steenkamp. Several other issues were put forward in that application here at the North Gauteng High Court, Leanne, that indicate that saying that Judge Thokozile Masipa did not take into account the fact that Oscar Pistorius, for example, had also shot 4 times, not knowing who the target was behind that door. If Oscar Pistorius believed there was someone who was in any danger, he would have at least fired 1 shot. So basically the state is calling for a harsher sentence here for Oscar Pistorius. If the state is granted that leave to appeal, then certainly we might see Oscar Pistorius reapplying for bail. Perhaps you would know that Oscar Pistorius has spent about 50 days in jail now. So once the state is successful, the defense might want to put in that application for bail, and Oscar Pistorius, of course, his legal team will be given enough time then to prepare its case. If Judge Thokozile Masipa does not grant a leave to appeal, which according to experts is highly unlikely in this matter, you'd certainly see the state wanting to write perhaps to the Supreme Court of Appeal. But if that appeal is granted, Leanne, it's likely to sit only just before June next year.
Okay. So let's talk about the outcome. When will we find out? Is this quite an immediate thing, or does Judge Thokozile Masipa have to go away, analyze the different arguments and then come back and give her verdict? And if so, how long do you think we'll have to wait for that?
Well, yeah, we're expecting that ruling from Judge Thokozile Masipa this morning. One of 2 things could have happened in that. You'd find that the defense and the state would then hand over to Judge Masipa what either of them believes the way this case should have gone. Of course, the state calling for a harsher sentence, then putting those facts across as to why they believe Judge Thokozile Masipa had erred. And of course, the defense saying in this case that they believe that Judge Thokozile Masipa had applied the law correctly. So we're likely to see Judge Thokozile Masipa take a very little time to make a decision on this matter, and speculation has it that we might even be done here at the North Gauteng High Court by 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay, so it's quite a fast, speedy process. Oscar Pistorius, no obligation for him to be there, is there?
But what we're hearing at this stage, Leanne, is that he might be at court this morning. You must recall that if the state is successful in this bid for leave to appeal, then you would see Oscar Pistorius and his defense lawyers reapplying for bail, so that the defense is given enough time to prepare its case ahead of the appeal.
All right, so he very well may get bail today and actually walk out.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case, Leanne. Of course, if Judge Thokozile Masipa, of course, does grant the state leave to appeal, that would mean then Oscar Pistorius has spent 50 days in jail. That will certainly, I think, be much relief for him. He might return to at least, surroundings that he had previously become accustomed to. What we're hearing at this stage is several interviews that his brother has given to other media houses, stating that Oscar Pistorius is just taking each day as it comes, and that he's conversing with other inmates at the Pretoria prison, and basically Oscar's been taking each day as it comes, of course waiting for the decision today that Judge Thokozile will make regarding this application that has been brought by the state for leave to appeal.
All right, Chriselda Lewis, thank you very, very much for updating us on what's happening. 9 a.m, I imagine that's the time that it will begin. That's the usual time that it does. It had begun in the past, so that's when we can expect more. So Oscar Pistorius, very well, he's spending Christmas at home. So let's see, we might find out today. All right.